Hey guys, welcome to the new studio. Believe me, this is a work in progress. It's kind of a bit of a mess. And so is my hair, actually. Ugh, what am I gonna do with this bird's net? I gotta cut this stuff. All of this is gonna change. Right now, this is very much a temporary thing that I've got going on here. And that's just because I've moved out of my old apartment, out of my old studio, which was never actually really an effective place for me to shoot. It was not a creative environment. So hopefully this space is gonna be a much more creative environment, somewhere where I'm able to enjoy myself and somewhere where I'm able to work and be excited about the creative process. I have so many different ideas for videos. So I moved out of my old apartment and now I'm staying here. This is an old farmhouse. This was a house that my sister and her husband have recently bought. We've all moved in here and we're looking to do a lot of repairs, a lot of changes, and a lot of things to this space because it's pretty much just an empty shell. It's got a great roof, great walls, and a solid foundation. But that's about it. So we have a lot of work to do, so there's gonna be a lot of things that we're changing and working on. And this is not the first time I've been down this road. This is gonna be the 5th creative space that I've had, so I've had quite a bit of experience. I've been given a lot of opportunities, sometimes where I have thousands of dollars of gear, and I've also had to work out of my bedroom or my parents' garage. So I think I have a lot to say about this, and so I wanna give you guys 5 tips, 5 suggestions on how to be able to build a creative environment, a creative space. These are my suggestions, these are things that I like to keep in mind while I'm building this space out because, well, it's not perfect. It's not very large, and there's a lot of things about it that are challenging. So tip number 1 is invest in the space and invest wisely in what makes sense. Don't just go with whatever's popular or whatever's cool. You have to be very specific and actually think through what the pros and cons of every single product or every single investment that you're making so that you're able to get the most out of it. So when I started doing these YouTube videos, I bought a nice big light. It was nice and fat, really large, and I loved that light. I loved the results I got from it, but when I started using it in my space, in my bedroom, and I started trying to use it in this room, it did not work at all. It didn't make sense for me to actually go out and use that large softbox. It was just too big in a space like this. So instead, I decided to invest in this thin but large and really soft light. I mean, just look at this. This is thin, it's like paper. If I wanna have this thing mounted right next to the wall, I can fit it right there and be really close to it, as opposed to this guy, which, is it the perfect light? No. It's not as versatile because it only produces soft light. You can't really modify it and change it to being like a hard light. But this light is awesome because it is small, it is thin, and I'm able to work in this space a lot more comfortably. My point is, you need to specifically look at the things that in your space that you might be lacking or things that you might need to modify or change to be able to make your workflow be a bit better, be a bit more efficient, and work out better for you. Also, if you're wondering why I have a bunch of band-aids on my hands, I decided to go ahead and try using a punching bag, and I didn't buy any gloves, so yeah, my hands are just all cut up and all sore from that, which was stupid of me. And tip number 2, keep your space organized and clean. One of the big problems that I had with my previous room, with the previous setup that I didn't build a system in place, and it got really messy. I didn't have any shelves or any units or any way of organizing all my stuff. It was really chaotic, it was really challenging and difficult, and I was really frustrated because my personal life and my work life became one. It became so close together, and so as I had all these lights and tripods and light stands and microphones and all these things in my way, I stopped doing my responsibilities. I stopped taking care of the floor and my laundry. The bathroom was an absolute disaster and it started smelling. Not the creative environment that you want to be in. That just makes you feel guilty, and when you feel guilty, you get stressed and you get overwhelmed, and it just takes a toll out on you. And when you feel those things, the last thing you want to do is make art. So by keeping a space nice and clean and organized, you are in a better headspace to actually be able to make beautiful work. But not only that, if you are a painter who can't find their paintbrush because your room is too cluttered, you got a problem, man. Your studio or creative space should not have to feel like a temple that Indiana Jones has to go through. Keep it clean, keep it organized, know where things go, know where things belong. Keeping things organized and clean is not my forte, it's not the things that I want to do naturally, but it's so important, it's so crucial, so make sure that you're developing some sort of a system right from the get-go so you're not dealing with all this clutter and disorganization. Tip number 3 is you're going to have to sacrifice when building out a creative space. No space is perfect, no space is going to offer you everything that you want or need. So you just have to compromise and sacrifice on things that you might want. I'd like to introduce you guys to my new bed. This is not a bed, this is a hammock. And it works great if you're camping. And I never thought that I would say, you know what, beds take up too much space. I'm gonna go sleep in a hammock. But by using a hammock instead of a bed, I get to compress a huge piece of furniture down to something that can fit in the closet. So yeah, I'm not gonna be sleeping on a mattress, and that's totally fine. I'm really willing to do that if I'm actually able to use this space and continue making videos in an effective and efficient way. My fourth tip is no matter how perfect your studio might be, if you're not operating or working with the right people, or if you are surrounded by people who are negative or putting you down, it's going to be very challenging for you to make good art. I have personal experience with this. I have worked in environments where I have so many resources, I have so many options and creative possibilities, but the people I work with, they suck. In a weird way, you become like the people that you're around. So if you're around people who are negative, who are depressed, who don't really want to get work done, that's going to be you. You're going to be a lazy person. But if you're with people who are ambitious and excited, then you're going to take that energy and you're going to be excited and creative. And if you are stuck in an apartment or an office, you go to work every single day and you're around negative people, be a light. Be someone that is positive for those other people that are depressed, that are frustrated. Challenge that. Challenge them and be a light. Be a positive thing in their life. And tip number 5, get weird with it. Make your creative space your own. If you are really into penguins, put penguins everywhere. If you're really into different colors or different things, do that. Have your creative space be a place that people walk into and know is yours, because it's your creative space. It's somewhere that you are able to go to and you're just able to work and be yourself. And so if other people look at that space and think that you're crazy or think that it's weird, well, so be it, but that's your space. This is your identity. This is your thing. Keep hustling, keep learning, keep making great art. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you're getting those notifications, you know, do all that jazz. And I will see you next time. Take care.